You sense something's off with your team, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Now, look, during this video, I'm going to expose hidden behavioral patterns like gossip, scorekeeping, and talking about each other that's quietly destroying trust and collaboration with your sales team. My name is Jason James. Over the last 10 years, I've taken what I used to do in psychiatric nursing and applied it into sales. In fact, they used to call me the patient whisperer. Back in the days, I used to go in and convince patients to actually take their medication when they didn't want to. And I've taken some of those skills and put them into sales to allow me to generate over 22 million in deals. And my clients have gone on to generate over 200 million using these exact same strategies. And I want you to take some of this stuff. And it's what I called my invisible sales method. Now, what I'm about to share with you isn't necessarily part of my method, but it's something that you need to be aware of, because it's a bit of a double-edged sword. When you think about it, in a sales team, you want culture, right? You want people to be competitive, you want them to be driven, you want them to be hitting targets, you kind of want that going on in a sales floor. But here's the challenge though. If it's not managed correctly, it starts to become toxic. So let's be perfectly blunt and honest. If you right now are part of a sales team or you're managing a sales team yourself, think about it. What's the culture like on the floor? Now, you might be thinking, hey, you know what? We've got our leaderboards, we've got our scoreboards, we've got our top performers. Our top performers get given the better leads. The other ones have to earn the right and all that kind of stuff. And you've got all this stuff going on. And whilst I understand it and I get it and I've been there and I've done that, what that can also create is the complete opposite. Because let's be perfectly honest, it's a very competitive industry. And if you know salespeople, they're all hungry, right? They just want to win. So what is happening when your top performers are smashing out the park and the others aren't? Well, here's what starts to happen. It starts to create a divide. They start to be seen as the favorite, and these lots start to feel like they're neglected. Now, you might be going, but Jess, it's part of the competition, right? They want to feel celebrated. They've got to pull their socks up. Absolutely, I completely agree. Here's the problem though. They're not going to feel very supported. They're going to feel like they're not good enough. And here's what's going to start happening. They're going to take that negative mindset and they're going to bring it onto sales calls. Think about it right now. If you were feeling down, deflated, unappreciated, feeling like a bit of a loser at the moment, how do you think that's going to affect your sales call? Do you think you're going to rock up to a sales call feeling on top of the world? Or do you think you're going to rock up to a sales call feeling like crap? Yeah, you're going to feel like crap. So how are you actually going to do your best job and eventually earn the right to be up there with these guys if you're feeling like that? So it's like a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle and it doesn't end well. And what you'll often see is that that particular person will burn out and leave, or they'll just literally stay there waiting until you actually fire them and replace them, which is never any good. So how do we fix this? How do we turn it around? Well, look, what we've got to do is bring the whole team together. You need your team on the same page. And if right now you are a sales leader, or if you're working in a team, tell your sales leader to do this. I want you to come together with everybody and you've got to set the culture straight. Because at the end of the day, it's us together. This is not a you and I, this is a we journey in sales. We don't leave our teammates behind. And one thing I want to recommend that you do, and I used to do it in my care business and I bring it into the sales floor as well in my companies. One thing you have to realize is that we have to have a team code of honor. What's the code of honor? Well, it's basically a set of rules that you create as a team that will govern how you show up and how you perform. Now in sales, one of the best things you can do, one of the rules you can have in your team code of honor is never leave a teammate behind, okay? Never leave a teammate behind. What does that actually mean? Well, look, if you're smashing it out of the park and your colleague isn't, what can you do to support them? Because at the end of the day, there's plenty of business out there for all of you. Look, if there weren't enough leads to share amongst the whole sales floor, then let's be perfectly honest, you wouldn't need all these team members. So clearly, there's enough leads coming into the company for everyone to have their fair slice of the pie. So by you being a top closer, not helping the ones down below, you're not actually doing yourself any favors. You're not. But if you can be a good Samaritan, if you can be a good teammate, if you can be a good player and go, hey, listen, I know you're having a bad month, dude. Look, why don't you shadow one of my next calls? Why don't you try this next time? Would you like me to listen to one of your calls? Like, what can you do? Can you tee up a deal for them? Can you help share some of the fruits for 1 month just to get them unstuck? Because let's be perfectly honest, when you're having a dry run in sales, it sucks, right? But the minute one sale comes through, it's a little glimmer of hope. So if you're closing and smashing it out of the park, what can you do to actually tee up a sale for your colleague? That's what I used to do. I used to look at how can I help my colleagues? How can I help my team? Even now today, I don't jump on the phones anymore. But you know what I do? If my team, one of them's having a rough time, they're not closing the deals, things aren't coming in or whatever it is, do you know what I do? I tee up a deal for them. I will jump on the phone with a prospect and tee up a deal for them and then pass it to them to slam dunk just to get them moving again. But if you don't install that culture into your business right now, if you don't install that culture into the sales floor right now, it's going to become toxic. And this is where people start to gossip. People start to say, hey, you, the business owner or the sales leader, they'll say, no, but you favoritize this person. You don't care about us. Other people who aren't performing as well will start to do the same and go, yeah, no, she's right. No, all that kind of, and before you know it, we've got this toxic group over here. We've got the high flyers over here. And before you know it, everything's going pear-shaped, okay? You are not making as much money as you could because you've only got half the team doing well and the other team over here not performing, feeling toxic, feeling bad, feeling negative, gossiping, you name it, all that kind of stuff. So what we need to do is acknowledge it happens, don't shy away from it, and please, we know when people say healthy competition, healthy competition basically means it gives the people who aren't performing as well something to aspire to. But in most industries, it's not healthy. It's toxic because it's basically, hey, look, if you're not performing like these guys, you're a piece of shit. And if you are, then you can join us. But until you get there, you've got to earn your stripes. You've got to do this. You've got to hammer the phones. You've got to earn it. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. That's toxic competition. Healthy competition is, yes, hey, you know what? I look up to these guys. These guys are smashing it. What are they doing that I can do better? Like, what are they actually doing? Then if you've got an open door culture, if the people that are closing really, really well are like collaborative, never leave a teammate behind, this person who's not performing so well will feel more comfortable about even approaching them and saying, hey, dude, can I shadow your next call? Because the person who's doing well doesn't feel intimidated by this person or threatened in any way because it's more than enough for us to enjoy the fruits together. So you as a leader, my friends, you've got to sit your team down now, you've got to bring them together, and you've got to look at how can we collaborate, not compete. Because there is, like I said, healthy competition, but you've got to collaborate together. The more you collaborate together, the more likely, my friends, you are to actually get more deals over the line, because that way, all of your team are performing well rather than just a select few. Make sense? So look, if you found this useful, I'd love to help you more. If you have a sales team right now, or if you are a sales rep right now and you want to have the extra edge when it comes to selling, I want to help you. I've helped my clients make more money in the next 24 hours using what I call my invisible sales method. It's easy to use, it's super simple to apply, you haven't got to train for months on end, and I can make small tweaks very, very quickly in some of the conversations that you're having with people and in your way of understanding human behavior. Remember, I'm taking everything I used to do in psychiatric nursing and putting it into sales. I can identify things that you are doing right now that you could do better tomorrow to close more deals. And if you want some help with that, it starts with a conversation, and conversations cost nothing. I want to mentor you in some way or form if you want some help crushing this stuff. There's so much money that's being left on the table every single day. And if you're fed up of that, if you want to see better results, then you've got to learn how to actually speak to the emotional part of a buyer, not the logical part. Logic takes us out of the equation all day long. However, how do you have conversations with people and influence them without them even knowing you're freaking doing it? Well, that's what I do with my invisible sales method. No scripts required, no revision required, just using a very basic framework and learning how to influence people, and you will be smashing it in a matter of time. Just be quick, bang, done, dusted. So if you want a conversation about that, let's have a chat. First conversation, we're not there to pitch you. It's just to have a simple, quick conversation with you to find out whether it's something that we can help you with. If we can install it into your business, great. If we can install it into your current sales pipeline, happy days. If we can't, we'll tell you we can't. And if we can then have another conversation afterwards about what we can do and how that might look like. But the first conversation, you won't be pitched to. It's just a quick chat. You'll either speak to me or one of my team. Now, if you want to do that, comment the word sales down below, or there may be a link in the video description for you to click and apply. If you comment the word sales down below this video right now, my team will jump in and shoot you over a link so that you can apply, answer a few questions. Let's have a conversation. Conversations cost nothing. But until the next video, just make sure you go back to your team right now and build a culture that wins, not one that's toxic, okay? So I appreciate you. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel to get more content out there to people who are sales professionals and sales reps looking to absolutely smash it in the game of sales, okay? You salespeople change lives, and I want to help you to get more people learning what you do, buying what you do, so then you can ultimately get paid for what you do. All right, so like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video.